So, so guys, today's session is about H1B. సో 1 week లో H1B లైక్ ఫైలింగ్ అంతా ఎండ్ అవుతుంది కదా. సో మీకు ఏమైనా H1B డౌట్స్ ఉన్నా లైక్ అసలు H1 అంటే ఏంటి, సో వీటి మీద క్వశ్చన్స్ ఏమైనా ఉంటే చెప్పండి. సో ఎవ్రీథింగ్ అబౌట్ H1B అన్నట్టు ఈ సెషన్ మొత్తం. సో యా, సో ఇంట్రడక్షన్ కి సార్ అసలు మీరు H1B అంటే ఏంటి సార్ మీరు చెప్పండి సార్.
H1B, see, most of the times every country has a work permit. Okay, that work permit is called, tier visa in England, a work permit in Canada. That work permit is given under section H1B classification in Immigration Naturalization Act. That's what it is. And it is given for 3 years in America, extended for another 3 years. And if you have a work experience in America, and your employer can apply for a green card. That is called H1B. The requirements ain't under H1B. It has to be a specialized occupation. Number one. Number two, you have to have a bachelor's degree with 2 to 3 years experience, or you can have a master's degree. See, the first and foremost, what is a specialty occupation? This is the common question everybody has. Most of the times, all these IT guys think, oh, only we are specialized occupation. The answer is not that. For example, if you see a nurse, that is also specialized occupation. If you see a CPA, if you see a lawyer, if you see an accountant, and if you see a speech pathologist, if you see a pharmacist, and if you see, anything to do with a bachelor's degree and with work experience, that comes under the specialty occupation. The immigration has decided repeatedly some occupations to be on a specialty occupation. Especially why mostly we see IT people because if you see from past 30, 40 years, all the IT companies, I would say they would discover everything in America. And if you see the generations in America, first generation, second generation, all the generations, America, they do a lot of research and they invent things. And if you see Microsoft, if you see Google, all these Apple, all computer companies, IT companies are in America. And after that, they go outside and set up companies. So people who have to work in that industry, in IT background, most of us, they know that, okay, H1B means IT professionals. But when I came, I had an F1, and I also, being a lawyer, I had an H1B. And we have done a lot of H1Bs for pharmacists also. A lot of H1Bs for teachers as well. A lot of H1Bs for accountants, chartered accountants. The different professions, H1B qualification kinda, that comes under the specialty occupation. So most important thing is you have to have a bachelor's degree, work experience, or master's degree, 2-3 years of experience, and there should be a company, a willing employer. The definition in immigration law, willing and able employer. What is the meaning of willing? That means there should be a job. What is the meaning of able employer? Means there should be have ability to pay wages. These are the 2 criteria to sponsor you. And 3, the company should not displace American worker. What does it mean? They have to try and find an American worker. If they can't find, then they can hide. They have to do minimum recruitment efforts. All these employers. If let's say you made an advertisement in media, online internet, and you got some applications from American citizens and green card holders, you have to do your recruitment before you hire an H1B guy. You cannot displace. Let's say one H1B guy came, student came, and one American guy came. You interviewed both, but they both are qualified. You cannot displace an American worker and just hire an H1B guy. That's a law. Many times companies, they do, and they get penalized that you're displacing an American worker. This is all is written in the immigration law and Department of Labor regulations. That is called H1B and specialty occupation.
సో సార్ ఇప్పుడు H1B లాటరీ 22nd ఎండ్ అవుతుంది కదా. సో వాట్ ఈస్ ద లాస్ట్ ఇయర్ కి ఈ ఇయర్ కి చేంజెస్ ఏం జరిగాయి సార్? లైక్ లాస్ట్ ఇయర్ మల్టిపుల్ ఎంట్రీస్ అన్ని వచ్చి కొంచెం చాలా ఇబ్బంది అయింది కదా. మల్టిపుల్ ఎంట్రీస్ మనకు తెలియకుండా కూడా ఎంప్లాయర్స్ ఫైల్ చేసి ఉంటారు. వాళ్ళకి జాబ్ ఉండడంతో సో దే వెంట్ ఫర్ ద పిటిషన్ అండ్ వాళ్ళకి H1B కొంతమందికి అప్రూవ్ కూడా అయిపోయింది. తర్వాత రివోక్ చేసినారు. చాలా మంది ఇష్యూస్ ఫేస్ చేసినారు. లైక్ మీ దగ్గరే చాలా మంది క్లయింట్స్ వచ్చారు ఇట్లా రివోక్ అయింది అట్లా అని. సో వాట్ ఆర్ ద చేంజెస్ దట్ USCIS brought this year?
This year,
That
they said that you can apply two jobs under two multiple application, but not from the same employer, different company. You can apply and get it, not a problem.
Yeah.
And the immigration has changed the portal law, and they're focusing more on the beneficiary, on the employee side.
Yeah.
And if the employees see, for Indians, we don't have two passports, but from other countries, they can have two passports.
Yeah.
The immigration is saying only use one passport. Don't use two passports and apply to different companies. You use only one passport, one date of birth, one particulars, details of the employee. Adi cheste what they're saying, and you can only have two, not more than that, multiple applications. And if the two gets picked up, you can choose one. Atla. And there is more penalties if you do fraudulently chestani. And they're clearly saying that the employer will be informed to the law enforcement agencies. Okay. If any misrepresentation or fraud is done, there are criminal penalties. That's what they said.
Yeah.
And even last year also, as you rightly said, a lot of the guys got H1s, even after multiple applications. They worked for a little while, and after working for a little while, their H1s have been revoked, and they've been sent back to India. Some people who got H1 stamped in India, they stayed for a little while, and within few weeks before they came to America, their visas was revoked.
Yeah.
The problem is, once the revocation is done by the USCIS, it is an offense. Means revocation means in legal language cancellation of your visa. Why do they cancel a visa? Cancellation of the other thing I want your audience to know. A visa means they defined it under the Constitution as a property. If I'm taking your visa away means I'm taking your property away.
Yeah.
So that's a bad news. So taking the property away means under US Constitution, that means they have to give you a notice and hearing. But here, ikkada, they are sending notices to the employers saying that you guys have filed multiple applications. We're giving you a notice that we want to intend to revoke. Most of the employers are not responding, and they're not even sharing this information to the employees. I want all your, audience to know that you have every right to ask the notice of revocation from the USCIS pertaining to you. But many employers, they're not giving it to you. That is unlawful. They have to provide you.
Yeah.
This is a message for employers. And if they don't, that amounts to, why you're concealing. What is the mistakes? What is the wrongdoing you've done? Show it to the employee. And the employee has a right to answer as well. So has the employer.
Yeah.
If employer has not done anything wrong, he has a right to answer. His attorneys can respond. He can respond. So this is a most important thing. The second thing. Third thing is, the changes what they made is people were thinking that, they would increase the fees for the registration. It's only $10.
Yeah.
They've only increased the filing fees over $300 per extra. And they've also increased $300 for premium processing. That's very important. And fourth thing, as you rightly said, Bonafide job offer. What is the meaning of Bonafide job offer? Ante, see, there are a lot of people, Desi guys, they incorporate a company from home.
Yeah.
And they file multiple applications.
Yes.
Can the employees can come work from your home? Can they come and work from your apartment? Can they come and work from your house in a basement? The answer is no. It has to have a professional office.
Yeah.
You understand what I mean?
Yes.
So, alanti anatu, those things are very, there are a lot of students also, the H1B guys said, oh, they've made a changes by immigration law this year. Can I register a company and sponsor? You cannot sponsor your own self. So those are the changes they made. If you are a minority shareholder, if that company is sponsoring you, on your H1B, you have to disclose that you have certain equitable interest in that. You have equity. But you cannot run that company because you cannot control that company. The controlling has to be done by somebody else. So these are the few changes which came in.
What are the important dates for H1B, sir? Like ఇప్పుడు మనం ఫైలింగ్ చేస్తాం లైక్ లాటరీకి
Next
వెళ్తాం.
week, yeah, next week is the last date. Next week, I think Tuesday is the last day.
Yeah.
Sorry, Thursday afternoon. And once the
22nd, I guess 22nd. Yeah.
And the other thing is once they release the picked up applications, they have to get ready for the H1B petitions.
Yeah.
H1B petitions, they will give time. They'll give 30 days to 60 days. You have to make an application for the government, USCIS. You want to do a premium processing or a regular processing.
Yeah.
I don't encourage premium processing because they will take double the money, and these officers have a lot of time, and they will baga detailed they will they will look into the applications. But even if H1 is approved now, your employment start date will be from October, kada? Then why rush now? You don't have to rush. Even H1B gets approved from overseas and it's going to be from October. Once the H1B is approved, somebody is overseas, they can only go to the embassy 30 days before the start date of employment. So that means only they can go in September. Otherwise. So the other thing is a bona fide job offer. A lot of these guys don't have a bona fide job offer. What is the meaning of bona fide job offer? They don't have work, or they don't have contracts, or they don't have premises, or they don't have money in their account to show that they can support these employees coming into United States. And all these things, there are red flags. Those things have to be, keep those things in mind when you're choosing an employer. Check out whether they're bona fide employers. Check in ICE website whether they're blacklisted. Check it in Department of Labor website whether these guys are blacklisted. Check it out with Dun and Bradstreet. Go and find out whether these are bona fide employers. There are so lot of information is there online before choosing an employer.
Yes, sir. So what would be the cost for total H1B, sir? I mean, ఇప్పుడు H1B filing గానీ like attorney fee గానీ
See,
లేకుంటే
normal గా there are two slabs. Let us say if there are less than 25 employees, the immigration has certain fees. Let us say last year 1710 unde. This year they have increased for $30, $3 more for 25 employees less. More than 25 employees, there are more fees. For premium processing also, they've increased $300. So it depends upon how many employees the employer has. Most of the times, if you're an employee, the employer will not tell you how many employees they have. They have to disclose to an attorney, and they have to disclose to certain agencies like Department of Labor. They have to disclose it to the INS. Most of the time, Desi guys, they're reluctant to disclose it to you. So do some research. Dun and Bradstreet. There are some websites, they will maintain how many employees are there. Do some research before approaching them. And try to visit them physically. Check out whether they have a physical premises. Check out they have whether in a virtual office, they're only having a phone number, or is this office located in India? A lot of employees are running businesses from India. They're showing a website address, they're showing a phone number, they're sitting in India. But you cannot do certain things when recruiting is done from India, see? From offshore.